Jam like everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Underground Gaming, a series devoted to looking at indie games, fan games, and other video game projects. Today's episode is all about
Cerebrawl. Let's go.
I learned of Cerebrawl by talking to its composer through Reddit. Cerebrawl is a 2v2 4-player fighting game inspired by old 2D arcade fighters and developed by Zero Dimension. I immediately fell in love with this game because it pulls a nice flip of the script on most fighters of today. It has a very chill aesthetic and tone from its art style by Elliot Min and its composition by Tumelo. I am very hyped for its official release date. Behold, as I paraphrase a paraphrase, the inhabitants of Harmon City are whisked into dimensions from their inner thoughts after the detonation of an imagination bomb. As these dimensional creators start living their new lives in their new fantasy worlds, the dimensions begin collapsing back into Harmon City, causing the creators to have to fight for dimensional real estate. Cerebrawl is the pun of Cerebral, so I would expect the story to have something to do with mental powers. I do have some questions, such as, what's an imagination bomb, and how do you compact dimensions in one city? I can only hope that all of my questions will have answers at the official release. Cerebrawl has a set roster of 8 characters, but we only have information on 4 of them. Helen Brutehilde, Operator 28, Susan of Slummerville, and Jaren Mack. There's little to no information on Jaren, so I'm only going to look at the first 3. Helen Brutehilde is a battle witch. Since they emphasize that about her, I wonder if there are more battle witches. Helen was a law firm worker who was very shallow and didn't get along with any of her coworkers. She would often go to the gym to burn out her anger and listen to heavy metal during work. Her personality and backstory aren't very unique, so maybe there are more battle witches in Harmon City. Operator 28 is a tactical knight, but commonly referred to as Tac Knight. Same question as Helen's. Are there more Tac Knights in Harmon City? 28 is a veteran. He once served overseas, but due to mistakes of his past, he is left to wander the streets of Harmon, alone. 28 seeks redemption and honor. His perfect world revolves around chivalry and knights slaying dragons. So, what I love the most about this character is that he's a tactical knight. So imagine this: sword and shield, gun and holster. That's so original. Anyway, we have Susan of Slummerville. Susan was taught by the 7 gods of wrestling and has lightning abilities. This is pretty strange because she is not from Harmon City and does not have a dimension of her own. Another unique fact about her is that she's immune to imps of the mind, creatures who climbed out the imagination bomb's crater and put devious thoughts on people's heads. If you guys like this video, I may do a part 2 and more characters are announced. Just like any fighting game, Cerebrawl has high-end combos, air attacks, stage breaks, and of course, juggling. But its biggest selling point is its tag system. Unlike its inspiration in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Cerebrawl has 2 players using communication and teamwork in order to bring out the tag system to its fullest. This playstyle is innovative but strange. It revolves around player 1 and a bench player 2 sharing a super bar while making decisive team moves. Using tag, the players can switch roles, call in the bench player for an assist, or have the bench player temporarily come in for a combo of their own. I see 3 base problems with the system. 1, whoever's bench is going to miss playtime until they're called in. 2, player 1 may never call in his teammate because he's not a team player. And 3, it will be pretty difficult for a team to communicate moves out without the other team hearing. I'm not saying this system is bad, I'm just fearful for its execution. Just be cool. This is the slogan of the indie development team that has sworn to never reveal the Wu-Tang secret. Comprised of 6 talented members, Cerebrawl is the first game this team has ever developed. Of these 6 are Elliot Min, art director and lead animator, Aaron Oak, UI designer and community manager, Wilson Farron, combat designer and hype engineer, Yusuke Tsutsumi, engineer known to rap in Japanese, Koji Tsutsumi, forms like Voltron with his brother to code solid features and is a top-tier Soul Calibur beast. And finally, Tumelo, composer on the Read Only Memories soundtrack and is a sound engineer. Final note about the team is that they outsource themselves to help out with all kinds of projects. If they can't do it, they'll help you find someone who can. This game's soundtrack reminds me a lot of the Capcom vs. SNK series. Both put an urban twist on the music of the fighting genre and use rap samples with some of their tracks. Now it's my wisdom, understand my culture. Even though these songs are for a fighting game, they're very chill, which fits perfectly with everything else that this game has to offer. 2Mellow has certainly done an excellent job so far. Well, that wraps up the second episode of Underground Gaming. I've been meaning to talk about Cerebrawl for a very long time. Speaking of which, be sure to show your support to this game by donating to the project. For just $12, you can get the early access demo and the full game at its release. But for $17, you guys can get stickers, a link to the Cerebrawl Discord, physical OST, and lots of other stuff. So, be sure to check out the description to learn even more information about this game. Thank you for checking out another Adam Sushi broadcast, and stay tuned.
"99 ways to die, and you'll find out one of them today!"